For the second straight year, Ryan Poles has made the first signing of the legal tampering period in NFL free agency. Welcome into Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham. DeAndre Swift is a Chicago Bear as he signs a 3-year, $24 million contract with $15.3 million guaranteed. So what does that tell you? It's basically a 2+1, basically a 2-year deal, third year if things are going well. I like this signing. I'll be honest. Swift wasn't majorly on my radar. There hadn't been a lot of reporting there, but right out of the gates, Adam Schefter reported that the Bears were going to make a push here for DeAndre Swift. But once he left Detroit and went to Philadelphia, he had a career year for the Eagles last year. I mean, you look at his numbers, 229 carries, over 1,000 yards, 4.6 average on high usage, which I like. He catches the ball well as well, 39 or more catches in all 4 years of his career, 6 total touchdowns. So while all the reporting was Saquon, Josh Jacobs, they kind of go into that tier below. But for a player that I think is still ascending and has more tread on the tires, I actually really, really like this signing for the Chicago Bears, if I'm being completely honest. Now, we'll break this down in further detail, but I want you guys to chime in on the show. Grade the signing of DeAndre Swift, A, B, C, D, or F. Drop a letter grade down in the comment section right now. I'm going to go B plus, A minus. I think this is a pretty damn good deal. Now, things in Detroit kind of got weird. It seemed like he ended up in Dan Campbell's doghouse, which is why they ended up trading him. I'm not really sure what happened on that front, but all of a sudden, DeAndre Swift goes to Philadelphia and has a career year. Now, I actually thought, and I talked to Chase Sr., host of our Eagles channel here at Chat Sports, that he was underutilized at times this past year. There were games where they just would not run the football. That was the biggest gripe out of Philadelphia with their former offensive coordinator, Brian Johnson. Run DeAndre Swift. Run DeAndre Swift. Why are you not running DeAndre Swift? And now he gets to a team in Chicago that has committed to him pretty clearly here with this contract. This is RB1 money. As of now, he's actually technically the 6th highest paid running back. Now, Saquon hasn't signed. Jacobs hasn't signed. Derrick Henry hasn't signed. So, it could end up being 9th or 10th when it's all said and done. But this is real RB1 money. And to me, this is how the depth chart sits right now. I think DeAndre Swift is clearly your starter. Khalil Herbert kind of slides back into that RB2 mold, which is where he thrived when David Montgomery was on the roster as a change of pace back. Roschon Johnson, I think, is probably your third down back at times. He's good in blitz pickup. He can catch the football as well. He's still developing. We'll see if Travis Homer's still here. He's mostly just a special teamer. Then obviously Kari Blasingame at fullback as well. But the more I think about this, the more I like it. Because I kind of started to talk myself into Saquon Barkley, but Saquon has injury history. He's got a lot of tread on the tires. He's probably going to cost, upwards of $10 to $12, $13 million per year. DeAndre Swift, you get him at 8 per year. It's a 2+1. You can get out of it probably after year 2 of this deal. And it still keeps a role for Khalil Herbert if he's on this roster. Now, I do wonder if Ryan Poles considers flipping Khalil Herbert for a draft pick. I would probably keep him, but the Bears are low on draft capital. No picks after the 4th round right now, so I could see them maybe doing that. But, that's a discussion for a different day. But it is fascinating that all the reporting, they're in on Saquon, Josh Jacobs, and then right out of the gates, boom, DeAndre Swift signs. It just goes to show that smokescreen season is definitely a thing, especially when it comes to free agency. Hit that subscribe button here on the channel. We're going to cover every single move the Chicago Bears make throughout NFL free agency, every signing, every rumor, every trade. We're going to stay on top of it. We're live right now as well, so if you're watching this just video on demand, join our live stream. We'll be live all week long, all day today. Don't miss out on any of it as we're covering every single move the Chicago Bears make. So where does this offense go from here? That's where I want to take the conversation because I think it was a good move to invest at running back because I think Justin Fields has kind of hidden the fact that this running back room, especially last year, was not actually that great. Like Khalil Herbert had a couple 100-yard games. Deontay Foreman had a decent stretch in the middle of the season, but I don't think Roschon had as big of an impact as a rookie as people thought. I do think this team missed David Montgomery. And, yeah, you look at, like, the raw team stats, the Bears, I think, were second in rushing last year. Well, Justin Fields played a big role in that. And unless something changes, I think it seems pretty obvious that the Bears are going to draft Caleb Williams, number one, who can run a little bit, but he's not going to run for 650 yards. He's not going to run for 1,100 like Fields did the year before. So you need a more reliable running back in that room. And I know things got weird in Detroit, but DeAndre Swift is a very good back in Philly last year. And I thought they underutilized him. And, again, what he also brings is the pass-catching element, which the Bears' current running back room before Swift didn't really have. Khalil Herbert has never been great in that area. Roschon has that potential, but didn't do a ton of it last year. I think he can do some of that. Obviously, Deontay Foreman a year ago, he's not a pass-catching threat. Swift is 39 or more catches in all 4 years of his career, so he could provide that, be a safety valve for a rookie quarterback if the Bears go that route. So all in all, I'm a big fan of this move. I think he's going to help this room out, and you didn't break the bank to do it. So I think that's a good compromise for Ryan Poles when it comes to adding DeAndre Swift. Today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks, guys. Football season obviously has been over for a couple of months now, but the action on the floor, the hardwood, is heating up. We got conference tournament week in college basketball, the last 20 or so games in the NBA as teams look to position themselves for the playoffs, and get in on the excitement with Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app where you can turn your hoops knowledge into serious cash. You can now win up to 100 times your money with Prize Picks. With as little as 4 correct picks, you can turn $10 into $1,000 with the NBA, NHL, college hoops entries right now on Prize Picks. Do not miss out. I'm telling you, today, I love this 3-player entry between the Mavs and Bulls tonight. And by the way, it doesn't have to be all within one game, but I did it just from simplification purposes to explain it for you guys. Luka Doncic, 6 straight 30-point triple-doubles. I like him to hit the more on the points, rebounds, and assists there at 53.5. DeMar DeRozan's been hot recently. Give me the more on his points. And then I'll go less on Nikola Vucevic. He's kind of been hit and miss. So 10 to win 50 on this one. Again, you can win up to $1,000 depending on the type of entry you do. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. It's the best daily fantasy sports app out there. That code CLNS gets you a deposit match up to $1,000. Get started today with Prize Picks right now. Link is going to be in the comments and in the description of this video. So the Bears have been pretty active. You get Kevin Byard before the start of free agency, which I like, on a 2-year, $15 million contract. Still don't know the cap ramifications of year one, at least as of this exact moment. I would guess it's less than $7.5 million, but even if it is, that left you with $56 million coming into today. Same with DeAndre Swift. I would guess it's less than $8 million for year one, but even if it is 8, you're still well over $45 million to spend in free agency. So the Bears still have money. They still have moves to come. There's been some chatter that, that they're going to be in on some defensive linemen. Haven't heard a lot of Christian Wilkins buzz since the free agency legal tampering window has opened. Maybe more in that Jonathan Grenard, Bryce Huff realm. We'll have to wait and see on that front. But the Bears are not done. This is just the first move. And I said this when Kevin Byard signed, and I'm saying it here too. These are not the type of players and contracts Ryan Poles would have signed in year one and year two. I think the first 2 years were about rebuilding, and now it's about building off of what you've rebuilt. It's about adding to this roster. Get another weapon on offense in DeAndre Swift to kind of create a nice trio with DJ Moore and Cole Kmet. Still need more, obviously, but that's a nice little trio with contributing pieces like Khalil Herbert and others. Get a high-caliber safety in Kevin Byard, who's a clear upgrade from Eddie Jackson, to create an awesome secondary to build off of what you did last year with that group. Now, add to the defensive line. Maybe you get a number 3 caliber receiver like a Gabe Davis or a Tyler Boyd. We'll see if they add another player to that tight end room. Maybe they go after a center. Unclear if Ryan Bates is going to be the starter or not. But you're adding now. Like, you're trying to win now. Like, this is not a contract that Ryan Poles would have done 2 years ago. That was teardown period. Now it's continuing to build off of what you rebuilt in your first 2 years of this process and go be a playoff team. That's what this team's trying to do. And DeAndre Swift is really going to be able to help out a rookie quarterback. You can give him the ball 20 times per game and go from there. All right, guys, busy day ahead. Just getting started here. Hit the subscribe button. Turn on the notifications. We're going to be here all day long. Myself, producer Rolly, who's on the 1s and 2s. Shout out to him. Appreciate you for tuning in. Go check out Prize Picks as well. Bear down.